along with Steve Brailsford. We'll be calling all the action in tonight's game against Ashland University. Steve, it ought to be a pretty matched-up game. They're both 4-7 in GLVC, and in the last meeting against Ashland at home, they won by 5.
And the Lady Dons look to even that up tonight. They're playing a team that has no one big score. No one's averaging over double figures, so interior defense will be a key tonight for the Lady Dons.
Ought to be a pretty interesting matchup in that there's a lot of juniors on both squads. The only freshman really that's going to be starting is Lindy Jones, and lately she's been doing very well in the season.
She's helped carry the Lady Dons, and we'll look for more from her tonight.
Well, hopefully she's out, ready to go. We'll hope to see a lot from Amy Perkins, and I hope we see a lot from our post players, as they're going to need to cut down the inside play. And overall, I think it should be a very good game.
I agree.
All right, we'll catch you back in a little bit as we go up top to call all the tonight's action.
Lightning may strike. And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics series, Against All Odds.
Turn to find help for an elderly person you love. Call the Elder Care Locator at 1-800-677-1116.
And we're back, and very shortly here we'll catch you up on the starting lineups for both teams. But an early turnover has allowed IPFW the basketball, but there's a turnover, actually a missed shot and a rebound by Ashland. And so it's 0-0 with 19:29 remaining here in the first half. Starting lineup for Ashland: number 12, Julie Heil; 14, Leslie Hubble; 30, Andreas Forrester; 40, Erin Hall; and 54, Beth Fetchu. And that's a good basket by Erin Hall. And that puts 2 points up on the board for the Lady Eagles. For IPFW, Lindy Jones, Amy Perkins, number 22, Dawn Drexler, number 10, Conley, and number 54, Brecker.
This college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant for Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne.
Dawn Drexler with the missed shot there from 15. IPFW with a good rebound, though, gets a second opportunity at a basket. Conley drives and just misses the basket, but she's hammered.
I think Michelle's in a little pain.
And there you can see Michelle, she's still on the floor. I think she got hit in the face, caught an elbow there. We might have a possible cut on the eye. It's the way it's looking. We just saw that again. She was really nailed. And
They're definitely looking at her.
yeah, they're looking at her eye. Hopefully everything's okay. And the foul's on number 54, Beth Fetchu. That'll be her first, team's first in the first half. Michelle Conley's getting up, but I wouldn't say she's all right. She's just at least up and heading to the bench, and we'll try to find out what happened to her there. And there once again, take another look at that. So the athletic trainer is going to get a little bit of ice, I'm sure. Going to take a look at that eye. So we're going to have a free throw, first free throws of the ball game.
Jenny Neward comes in to replace Michelle and will be the substitute.
Shooting 2.
And that's up and good. And Jenny Neward, the other freshman on IPFW's team that's seen a lot of action recently, misses the second. Nice dish underneath, but they weren't able to control it. Turnover to IPFW. Dawn Drexler will take the ball out of bounds. Full court pressure by the Lady Eagles very early in the game. See what they can do with IPFW. Offensively, IPFW gets the ball down the floor. Nice dish underneath to Neward, off the glass.
Nice power move by Jenny. Gets her third point, gets Lady Dons the lead.
3-2, Ashland trying to set up their offense, get something going. Continually looking inside to Heil, but there's an outside shot, no good by Forrester. Rebound goes to IPFW. We were talking about earlier, Amy Perkins has been playing very well. Lindy Jones is the only freshman ranked as in the top 10 of the scorers. And there's a nice bounce shot by Kim Recker.
Just got to the top of the key, got a straight look at the basket and put it up on the rim, and the ball did the rest.
5-2 IPFW.
Ashland is not a good outside shooting team, and they're a terrible three-point shooting team, so interior defense will be the key, as we mentioned in the open, for the Lady Dons. They normally play a good, strong inside defense, and the perimeter defense won't be as important tonight, so they can concentrate on stopping them down low.
And that ought to fare well for the Lady Dons. And a little consultation there between the referees as Lindy Jones, one of the smaller players, wanted to squeeze in between theirs, and they have to allow her, and took the officials to make sure that she could get in there. Fetchu looking for an opening, dumps it into Heil, and she scores. I'm sorry, that's Hall, Erin Hall. They've been looking for her so far all evening, and Eileen Kleinfelder is talking to Jenny Neward. And they called a foul on Jenny.
That was after the shot.
Yeah, it was after the shot, so IPFW, no.
Will not get the ball back.
Fetchu looking inside.
There had to be a foul in the setting up for rebounding position, apparently.
That's right. Nice block by Kim Recker. Newart looking to go on the inside. Nowhere. Back out to Jones. Nice drive by Perkins and the score off the glass. Amy Perkins playing very aggressive. She's finally got some experience under her. Has always been an aggressive player, but she's definitely got that more controlled, more defined.
And it'll be interesting to see tonight if she plays the full 40 minutes again. Turnover.
IPFW with a 3-point lead, 16:32 remaining in the first half. Drexler almost overthrew Perkins, but she's able to recover it.
The referee almost handed it back to her.
Here, take this so it doesn't go out of bounds. Jenny Neward, nowhere to go. Lindy Jones drives the lane, and a turnover. She thought she had Dawn Drexler, but pass was read very well by Julie Heil.
Heil intercepted that one over her shoulder.
Oh, very strong move by Beth Fetchu. Hook shot actually off the glass. Gets her a bucket, and she's also going to get a free throw.
And Jones picked up the foul.
And
For the replay of that. Jones getting her on the arm as she went by. That play almost never works, but it's just a natural for players to try to reach out and swat the ball as it goes by.
And she gets that, so it's back to a 1-point ball game for IPFW. Ball dumped down quickly to Kim Recker, but she was shut off, and there's another missed pass to Dawn Drexler. IPFW having a lot of problems here in the first half with their passing game. So far, there's been more than one turnover to Ashland. Lady Eagles really haven't had to be in place or even try to steal them. The basketball's just gone right to their hands.
Well, I think the team may be just a little stunned that Michelle got injured right there in basically the start of the ball game. And both teams have a little turnover problem right now.
That's right. Michelle's still being taken care of off the sidelines. And the pressure is still there. IPFW gets it down court quickly. Ashland playing a 3-2 zone. And Dawn's having a lot of problems just getting a hold of the basketball right now. It's just really stripped right away from her. And a nice drive by Julie Heil. Heil gets her first 2 of the game.
Perkins picks up the blocking foul.
So IPFW really just needs to settle down right here, and you just see as Heil drove to the basket there, and Perkins wasn't set at all on defense. So she gained the foul, and it'll be a 1-shot free throw.
And now what do we have?
Lindy Jones has a scratch on the legs, and this year they've got to take care of it. The players can't play with blood. They've got to get them covered up and bandaged, so she has to come out of the game and someone has to come in for her. It's one of the new things I've noticed in even in college basketball. They pull the player immediately.
New rule this year. And Heil hits that free toss.
So all of a sudden, from a 7-4 IPFW lead, it's 10-7 Ashland, and they've come up with some quick points and basically off of IPFW turnovers. So IPFW needs to settle down. They've got a couple players out, but they can play. They've got the bench to play without them.
Nice inside pass.
Jenny Newhard wide open underneath. Amy Perkins is heading in for her 100 assists, and if she does that a couple more times tonight, IPFW will be in great shape. 10-9, Ashland looking for a basket.
Deflected by Recker.
Dump inside, Recker once again with a hand on the ball. And they're going to call the ball off IPFW. So it'll remain the Lady Eagles basketball.
But they only have 6 seconds on the shot clock, so 6 more seconds of good defense here.
And they allowed Beth Fetchu to drive the lane, but she got lucky that shot was in and out. IPFW with the basketball.
Caught a break there. Nice pass inside again.
This time Recker was unable to make the basket fall for 2, and Ashland will come down, see if the basket's opened up on their end of the floor. Obviously, it's been a rough time so far offensively. Both ways, 10-9, 13:54 remaining. Fetchu, they're looking to go inside. They take an outside shot, and that one's drained by number 30, Andreas Forrester.
That's probably the deepest shot the Ashland will take tonight.
IPFW looking to go inside against the zone. They've gotten the passes inside and not been able to get the shots to fall. And there's a driving shot by Amy Perkins. And they're going to call, I believe, number 54, Beth Fetchu.
are correct.
And they get her. Nice look by Amy Perkins as she saw the back door wide open.
Fetchu's coming out.
That's her second foul, and there's still a lot of time remaining here in the first half. So they do not need that third foul on her, so she's going to take a seat on the bench. One thing we discussed a little bit earlier is that Ashland has quite the extensive number on their team as far as players. And
14 are here tonight.
14 are here tonight out of 19 on their roster. So, and their youngest player being a sophomore, and a good portion of them are juniors. So next year's league will have an awful lot of seniors playing, and it ought to be very interesting to see what happens. Ashland dumps it inside.
Nice block.
Nice strip by Jenny Newhart.
That's her specialty.
Amy Perkins is going to set up, run the offense. Amy Hogan came into the ball game. Inside to Recker, she drives, nowhere to go. She saw Dawn Drexel, but it was a little late. Perkins looks for that back door. This time she's shut off. Hogan from 3 points, no good. Kim Recker, that's who I thought. I couldn't quite see who it was down there, and it was Recker off the glass, and it's a 11-12 ball game. IPFW down by 1.
Good putback. Kim will be a key tonight with Michelle injured at the start of the ball game.
Good steal by Dawn Drexler. Amy Hogan ended up with the ball, and we've got a timeout by IPFW. And I think Eileen Kleinfelder just wants to get everybody back into position since she's had to pull a couple players very early here in the first half.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or you can call us at 481-6582.
And taking a shot there of IPFW's bench, and just watched Michelle Conley and Lindy Jones check back into the ball game, so they'll be back in after the timeout. Back to the starting 5. There's a shot of a few of our fans that are out here enjoying this ball game.
So far, kind of a slow-paced game without the turnovers. Kim Recker has 4 points, Amy Perkins 2. Missed a couple free throws there just a minute ago. Jenny Newhart 5. The leader for Ashland is Hall with 4. Forrester has 2. Heil has 3, and Fetchu has 3. And good to see Michelle back with a kind of a shiner under her eye.
Yeah, she's got a nice mark on her face. She was definitely hammered. But back to the starting 5, and IPFW setting up their offense, and we'll see what they try to get going here. 12-14 remaining in the first half. Lindy Jones finds Michelle Conley. Almost a turnover, and it was a steal by Leslie Hubble. And ball down quickly to Andreas Forster, but she misses a shot. Nice rebound by Amy Hogan.
She might have been better off just to wait for the rest of her teammates to join her.
She had a wide opening, but we've got a couple quick players on the floor. Hogan was able to get down there, and she probably should have pulled it up, but then there's a steal. So she's credited with another steal that way, and as we see, Dawn Drexler's going to check back in.
Be interesting to see how Michelle's vision is affected, because her pass there was a bad pass. Lindy Jones has a hand on the ball again.
A couple new players coming in for Ashland. Number 22, Kim Bibb, and number 50, Bobby Pugh. Ashland to inbound.
There's a walk.
Forrester obviously trying to control the ball, mostly for herself right now, but there's a turnover for IPFW. Lindy Jones. Haven't seen much out of her so far offensively this evening, but she was out for a couple minutes with a scratch on her leg. Kim Recker, short jumper, no good.
See if we get the call on this. Yes.
It's going to remain IPFW's ball. The official underneath called for the top official's call, and he thought it was last touched by the Lady Eagles. So IPFW remains.
And we have a foul.
Saban has control of the ball, but we have a foul very quickly. 22, just Kim Bibb just entered the ball game.
Fouls on Ashland's number 22, Kim Bibb, her first.
It's her first foul. Only the team third foul, so the ball will be out of bounds.
Seems like our last broadcast, we got into the 1-and-1 a lot earlier in the ball game than we're going to be tonight. Here's a foul.
Mindy Jones trying to drive the lane.
Fouls on Ashland's number 30.
Fouls on number 30, Andreas Forrester.
One of the things Lindy really adds to this team is her ability to create with the ball, drive, and she can easily go down the lane and get fouled and get to the free throw stripe, and she's a pretty good free throw shooter as she hits her first point of the ball game.
Well, that definitely shows as she leads all freshmen in the GLVC in scoring, steals, and field goal percentage. So Lindy's a very aggressive player and very talented for a freshman. Scoring, she averages 13 points per game so far, in steals 2.3, and her field goal percentage is 51%. So they look for a lot out of Lindy Jones, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of her in the next couple years. Ashland down by 1, still looking to the inside. And they get the dish inside, but nice hand on it.
Dressler got a hand on it, and they dribble it out of bounds. There's the Ashland coach trying to solve the defense of the Lady Dons. They haven't scored in about 2 minutes now.
That's right. Oh, nice look down the floor, Jenny Neward, but she overpasses Michelle Conley, and it's going to be the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be the Lady Eagles. That was a nice effort there to look up and look down the floor. That doesn't happen very often. A lot of times there's someone open and they're just never found down there. But that time she was, but trying to pass it off to Michelle Conley, and it was just a little overthrown. Nice effort though by IPFW.
Good defense again. That was 1-on-4 for Ashland.
Bobby Pugh had a rough time in there. IPFW trying to grab a hold of that ball. She bobbled it around. Lindy Jones doesn't have anywhere to go with it this time. Turn around by Jenny Neward. High off the glass, no good. And
off Dawn Dressler.
Drexler just couldn't get a hold of it.
Jenny's, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Dawn's just a little frustrated. You can see it in her face right now. She's turned over the ball a few times so far in this game. She hasn't quite been able to grab a hold of it, so she just needs to really get herself set. She'll be all right.
Sometimes Jenny, when she goes inside like that, she really puts up a hard shot. Doesn't give herself a chance for the shot to fall.
That shot in and out by Allison Davis was no good.
And Perkins and Conley knocked that ball out as they both battled for the rebound.
So remains Ashland ball. Coming into the game is Kim Recker. She's going to give Michelle Conley a rest.
We'll take a look at Michelle. I'm sure she's not quite in sync yet as Perkins steals the inbounds pass.
Perkins looking down court. IPFW setting up their offense. Ashland has changed. Dawn Dressler with an aggressive move and a blocking foul. Number 32, Allison Davis.
Great little give and go between Dressler and Perkins there. Dawn has a shot at getting her first couple points in the ball game.
Nice chance for Dawn to get a couple points here, from the free throw line. Coming into the ball game is number 14 for Ashland is Leslie Hubble.
Closing in on 4 minutes without a score by Ashland.
Dawn misses that one. She has one more. It's good to see. Has to be a confidence builder. She sinks that one. And a late buzzer there. I'm not sure. Ball had already been handed and passed in bounds. Open lane. Shot is up, no good. Fight for the
Lindy
basketball.
Jones.
And who else is inside but Lindy Jones? Never can tell she's in there. She's always the shortest one, but she always has her hand on the ball somewhere.
Unless she's out there with Amy.
Unless she's outside with Amy, but most of the time she's trying to tuck inside somewhere. Going for that rebound. She drives the lane there, shoots, and doesn't get the fall, and it's a fight for the rebound. This time Dressler does end up with it, and as she attempts to go back up, we're going to get a foul on number 32, Allison Davis, and that's a couple quick fouls there on Allison. That's going to be her second and team's 6th foul.
Well, fortunately for Ashland, they have 14 players here tonight.
And
They can afford to foul out a few.
that's a team 6, but I tell you what, the only person I saw is Allison Davis' hand on the ball, but they called it on number 20. So I'm gonna have to take it back because that foul is the first on Missy Grimes. Dawn hits the first this time.
And the second.
So Allison Davis escapes a foul as far as I was concerned, but that's all right. That's why I sit up here and I'm not down on the floor. But I was right, it was a team 6. I guess I couldn't miss up on that
Lindy
one.
Jones on the steal. Great leap and interception.
IPFW trying to move the ball around the floor quickly. Get rid of Ashland's offense. Shot from the outside by Lindy Jones, and she sinks it and is fouled. What a shot by Lindy Jones. And the basket will count. Foul is on number 22, Kim Bibb.
Foul on Ashland's number 22, Kim Bibb.
That's her second foul. Team 7th,
And Ashland wants a timeout.
And you're right, Ashland's timeout. It's 18-12. IPFW with 8:05 remaining, and a short little run there by IPFW has caused Ashland to take a break.
Tune in to Channel 6 next Thursday evening at 6 to watch the Lady Pumas from St. Joseph College take on the IPFW Lady Dons. Then at 8 o'clock, the St. Joseph's men's team and the Mastodons compete for a piece of the GLVC conference. Catch all the action of IPFW basketball right here on Channel 6.
And we're glad you've tuned in with us tonight. It was a very slow start here, but IPFW has really gotten warmed up offensively and has now has their biggest lead of the ball game by 6, 18-12. And Ashland needs a timeout to talk about it and see what they need to do offensively, and also what they need to do to slow down IPFW on their defense.
Well, it's been over 4 minutes since they've even scored a bucket.
I think IPFW got thrown for a loop there with Michelle Conley getting out very early, and then Lindy getting pulled for just a minor scratch, but the team was just really hadn't even got into the groove of tonight's play, and obviously now everybody's back in that needs to be in, and the play is a lot smoother offensively and defensively.
We'll see if Lindy can compete that three-point play here. At some points in every game, there's a segment where Lindy just kind of takes over with her play.
Hopefully this is one of them. And she plays even more aggressively. She got fouled quite hard, hit the floor, but comes back, makes a 3 after the timeout. And it's 19-12. Ashland trying to convert something offensively. Looking to go inside, obviously without their really any outside shooters. There's a shot up and no good by Grimes, and IPFW with the basketball.
Another good block out by Amy Perkins.
Ashland,
not height, that's position.
That's right, and Ashland's desperately trying to get a good position inside and unable to do that so far with IPFW's defense. And Michelle Conley shot no good. Jones with the rebound, and it's going to be called
a
jump ball this time, and possession arrow gives it to the Lady Dons.
Into the game for IPFW, number 35, Jenny Newhart, replaces Michelle Conley.
Jenny's back in for Michelle. Michelle may be trying to clear the cobwebs still.
Yeah, I'm sure getting banged that hard, she's having a hard time with her vision out of that right eye. Amy Perkins. Finds Amy Hogan on the outside. She shoots and drains that one for 2.
Amy Hogan's our only really three-point shooter. I think they always watch her when she sets up outside the line. That gave her an opportunity to step up and take a closer shot.
Grimes with the rebound basket and puts it in off the missed shot of Andreas Forrester. We get the ball inbounds, and Lindy's going to bring it down past most of the defense. She tried to drive the lane, but turned it over. Number 40, Erin Hollins, up the basketball. Andreas Forrester looking inside. Cut through the lane. That's right, Hall was shut down. Nice double team, but the shot's up and good by Missy Grimes. Missy finally found a spot, open spot on the floor, put it up, and it was good. 21-16. 6:05 remaining here in the first half of play. Amy Hogan's going to get tied up, as I couldn't think of the word.
That was a quick jump ball call.
Very quick jump ball. She basically turned, the ball was grabbed, and this time possession arrow gives it to the Lady Eagles.
We're on a mini run of 4 straight points.
IPFW trying to shut off the inside shot. Having a lot of success with that so far here
Grimes
early.
is wide open.
And Andreas Forrester's had a hard time with that shot tonight. She's thrown up about 3 or 4 from that range and has not gotten anything to fall.
And a great block inside by Jenny Newart off to Amy Perkins, or Dawn Dressler.
Newart drives and charged. Is going to be charged with the charging foul. We can say that she tried to find Michelle Conley. I'm sorry, Kim Recker wide on the other side, and dropped that shoulder on the pass, and they caught her.
It was a great block, though. She laid her out. And Michelle's going to come back in. Ooh. Forrester hits the deck. I think she might be injured.
Foul on IPFW, number 23, Lindy Jones.
No, she's okay. They called a foul on Lindy Jones on that for the tripping call.
That's her second foul, team's 5th. Amy Hogan reporting into the ball game, replacing Lindy Jones with 5:04 remaining. Definitely need her around. You don't need that 3rd foul on her. Shot is up and no good by Hall. Obviously, we haven't seen Fetchu back in the ball game for Ashland, as she's sitting on the bench with 2 fouls, and she's been sitting there since 13 minutes remaining. So
Inside, Recker with really no place to go when she received that pass.
Tried to get it into Conley up front, and the ball was taken away. Ashland looking to close this lead up a little bit more, as IPFW now without scoring here for the last couple of minutes. But a nice break there as they get a ball that's thrown out of bounds. Earlier this afternoon, IPFW women's basketball alumni game took place, and the blue team lost to the white team 45-48. But Lisa Miller scored 14 points for the blue team, and the high score for the white team was Rhonda. I'm not even sure. I don't remember that player. She hasn't been around while I was here.
Osterhag.
Osterhag. I don't want to say it wrong, and if I do, I apologize to her, but she had 13 points for the white team.
Great rebound by Recker. She went high without fouling and put it back in to give them a 7-point lead.
Forrester finds Grimes on the opposite side. This time the IPFW close out the defense. Forrester with another shot. It's no good. Hall with the rebound and no good. Rebound shot, but the foul
should be on Dressler. And
it is. Very good call.
Thank you.
Sometimes we think we know. It's sometimes as much of a guess, though. And that's her first. Ashland will go to the line. Aaron Hall will be shooting.
I'm pretty certain with my calls, when there's only one player around, there could have made the violation.
Hall hits the first.
It's her 5th point. She got the first couple buckets, it seemed, for Ashland, and hasn't really even seen the ball much since then.
And she swishes the second. So it's a 5-point lead, 23-18, IPFW. And so far, IPFW hasn't had too much difficulties with the zone being played by Ashland, other than their weak passes and
like that.
And bad turnovers that really Ashland hasn't caused by their defense. It's basically IPFW giving them the basketball. Oh. Nice dish inside. Perkins is going to battle. I can guarantee battle for the ball on the floor. She likes to play down as well as up. And
if she was the shortstop, she'd have got an error on that play, but she got the tie up, and it gives the ball back over to the Lady Dons. On a couple of occasions here, the Lady Dons have dribbled underneath the backboard, and unless you're really working on a specific play there's really nowhere for you to go, and that's resulted in some passes into the purple shirts.
And there, one of the officials working very hard this evening. As that ball, there's definitely some bodies on the floor and a couple wet spots. They want to make sure that they got those up.
And he can do my car when the game is over if he'd like.
Yeah, I've got a lot of salt on mine. My car would sure love to have that taken off of it. So IPFW with the basketball, 3:15 remaining. Drexler's trying to look inside. Hopefully they don't pass underneath the backboard this time, and they're not going to. Brecker takes a short shot.
Pardon me?
I don't know. The official had something to say about the arrow.
I think he's saying that the arrow should be showing its Lady Puma. Who are we playing?
Ashland Lady Eagles.
Ashland's ball in the next top jump ball situation.
Yeah, that sounds good. Ashland Pumas, but they're the Ashland Eagles, so.
Pumas are coming up.
That's right. And there's going to be a foul. Probably on, no, they're going to call it the other way.
Yeah, 14, Hubble rammed into Michelle as Michelle went for the rebound. Michelle's taking a beating tonight.
She sure is. It's been a rough game, and IPFW's in the bonus situation, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Michelle Conley. And Eileen Kleinfelder giving a little bit of inspiration, we'll just say it that way, to number 12, Amy Perkins.
Conference's leading free throw shooter. She's got her eye there.
I was going to say that definitely shows why. And she sinks that one. And she doesn't get the roll on the second one, and it's 26-18 IPFW. Ashland really struggling lately for any type of shot. Lady Eagles moving the ball quickly now, and the shot is up, no good. Rebound, but it's going to be the ball out of bounds. Heather Dennis with the missed shot there, and little bit of, I don't even know what you want to say, informative information by their head coach, Karen Linder, what they need to do to make that one go. IPFW looking to score.
I think Ashland's main problem right now is the right people aren't taking the shots.
That's right. Perkins in and out, and Michelle Conley just couldn't battle that rebound as it was taken down pretty hard by Bobby Pugh. Pretty evenly matched up size-wise, and Forrester finds a hole.
And Ricker is going to be called for the foul on the block. Much to the dismay of the IPFW crowd.
Forrester's had a hard time. I guess she just decided she'd take it to the basket and see if she could get one there, and she got the foul. We'll see if she can make her free throws. Not
really
the first one.
threw that one up there.
ball was very flat as it rolled from the front of the rim instead of dropping in straight to the back and back off.
That was a little better.
Saved that time, but she got the glass and it fell back through. 26-19, IPFW lead. Michelle Conley, vision must be coming back, as we saw from the last two free throws. Drexel looking inside, bad pass, but they're going to call a jump ball, and really there was no control at all on that basketball, but they call a quick jump. And
it's like that old in the grasp rule in the NFL. As soon as two people touch it, boom, it's a tie-up. Dawn's pass into Kim was way too low for her to be able to field it.
IPFW playing tough defense on the inside, forcing Ashland to take some outside shots. And Heather Dennis tries once again for a shot. Doesn't go, but she draws a foul. And the foul's on 44, Amy Hogan. That's only her first foul, but it's a team 7th, so Ashland is now in the bonus situation, as well as IPFW.
Dennis is 9 of 11 from the free throw stripe.
She misses the first.
Okay, 9 of 12.
And the second one is good. 26-20, 6-point lead. IPFW will try to stretch that back out to 8 here on this possession. I would say 8 or 9, but no one has really thrown up the 3 so far in this game. They dump it inside to Recker. She shoots and is blocked by number 50, Bobby Pugh.
That was a rejection.
Yeah, I think Bobby Pugh probably went cha-ching. And she gets the rebound and return shot no good. Recker fighting for the rebound. Now
someone's head hit the floor there, it seemed like. Oh,
jump
no
ball.
damage.
Possession to IPFW, and took a lot longer to call that when it took 2 players to hit the floor.
That was good, tenacious rebounding by Kim Recker. She had Pugh on her back, and she held her ground and managed to control the ball. And Amy Perkins wound up with it with Heather Dennis also getting an arm in there. And Lady Dons get the alternating possession.
Well, Bobby Pugh, all of 6'2", and I would imagine she looks like she's at least that tall. So something to contend with inside.
What do we have here? A
and
foul.
Amy Hogan hits, and I'm not sure. I think they're only going to call it a 2-point basket.
Yeah.
But a foul. And then the foul's going to be on number 40, Erin Hall.
Basket was good by Amy Hogan.
And Amy's toe is hard to tell here because of the Ashland bench, but it must have just been right on the line because she had the distance for that 3-point shot. Just about, we were just talking about no one really taking the 3. That was out there.
Our 3s come the old-fashioned way.
But she earns the 3, that's right. The 3rd point from the stripe, and it's a 9-point lead with only 19 seconds remaining.
Important defensive stop here.
The shot clock has stopped because there's no difference between that, and they missed the shot, though. IPFW has 7 seconds. Amy Perkins bringing it down quickly, throws it up with 4 seconds, and really almost got it to go off the backboard. Time runs out. It's a 9-point lead, 29-20. IPFW here in the first half of play. Ashland Lady Eagles just really have had a hard time offensively here in the second half. Second half of the first, I guess I wanted to say.
Well, hopefully they'll have a tough time in the second half, too.
That's right. Well, they came out and really were playing fairly well offensively, and the shots were falling for them, but they just didn't go here the second part of the first half, and IPFW is able to stretch it out to a 9-point lead.
Briefly, the leading scorers in the first half, Kim Recker with 8 for the Lady Dons, Michelle Conley with a point, Dressler with 3, Lindy Jones 5, Perkins 2, Hogan 5, and Jenny Neward 5, and Hall leads Ashland with 6. We'll be right back.
the world of Barbados. It's a world of color, excitement, beauty, action, and peace. But more than that, it's a world overflowing with a special charm. A charm so special, it cannot be matched anywhere. For Barbados is different. It's culturally rich, historically exciting, and incredibly alluring, with a gentle sophistication and maturity that sets us apart from the rest. It's a world where vacations make unforgettable imprints, a world every man deserves to experience at least once in a lifetime. Picture a Trafalgar Square, smaller than London's, but older by more than 15 years. Here sits the third oldest parliament in the Western world, celebrating 350 years in 1989, since the rich and inspiring history of this small island. Picture Nicholas Abbey, a 17th century great house and one of only 3 Jacobean plantation great houses still standing in the entire Americas. Capture the legend of Sam Lord and his opulent castle, and view the historically authentic furniture and artifacts. Yes, picture Barbados and capture an island of contrast, of secrets and surprises. An eastern shoreline where huge Atlantic rollers pound the rocks and wash miles of deserted sand. It's a surfer's delight. And by contrast, the lush green countryside with its rolling fields of sugarcane. Then, just when you thought you'd captured it all, up springs a windmill to surprise you. And picture the secrets deep in the center of Harrison's Cave, a natural wonder of over 500,000 years, with caverns of stalactites and stalagmites, harmonized by crystal clear streams, pools, and waterfalls. Focus on the exquisite tropical flora at the enchanting flower forest or Andromeda Gardens, where flowers of every description still you with their absolute beauty. Picture the fauna in the natural habitat of the wildlife reserve. And after you've experienced all the historical and natural treats, picture the action. All the fun sports you can imagine. Whatever your sport is under the sun, you'll find it in Barbados. Picture yourself aboard the famous day and evening fun cruises. And to end a perfect day, picture a palm-fringed sunset with the sounds of tiny whistling frogs performing their nightly chorus. Picture restaurants from the casual to the exquisite in tropical settings, serving the finest Bajan, Caribbean, and continental cuisine. Capture the nighttime entertainment with scorching hot floor shows, colorful cabaret shows, concerts, dinner theater, and comedy. Picture nightclubs and discos that feature some of the best-known groups in the Caribbean. And always, the irresistible pulsating rhythms of calypso. Rhythms that will get you dancing like never before.
I love the Caribbean music. I love to jump up.
Yes, picture a nightlife that will make you tingle with excitement. A nightlife that may end in the wee hours of the morning with the unique experience of Baxter's Road. Hot, spicy local foods cooked in the traditional coal pot. Warm, friendly Barbadian people. An atmosphere that is totally Bajan. Yes, Barbados is indeed a world of picture-perfect vacations. It is sophisticated and yet informal, with a well-developed infrastructure which allows you the best combination of island charm and metropolitan convenience to be found in this part of the world. A blessed island with political and economic stability, with respectable law and order, and people that form a well-ordered, educated society, where visitors are naturally welcomed, and tourism blends into the social fabric of this proud 21-year-old nation. So when you picture Barbados, picture more than just a tropical island. Picture a nation. Yes, picture this nation and print it frame by frame on your senses forever. It's a perfect picture.
is a need in your own hometown, please join your local chapter.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western world will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Carol.
Tom.
Some people still don't realize how space technology benefits everyone.
Well, you've played a detective. Why don't you give him a clue and I'll be your helper?
Okay, partner. Look at this.
Without warning, hurricanes can take a huge toll in lives and property.
But with space satellites, we now have ample warnings.
And thousands of lives have been saved.
Hey, Carol, we're a great team.
We're a great item.
space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
And welcome back as there's 3:30 here left in the break. It's 29-20. IPFW leads after the first half of play, and we've got some official stats we can let you know about.
And we can get the stats on the screen for you. We can say that the key to the game was a 6.5-minute drought by Ashland. They went 6.5 minutes without scoring a bucket, and that shows up in their shooting percentage. They're hitting only 28%, while the Lady Dons are hitting 46, 10 of 22. Really good shooting. No one from the Lady Dons has taken a three, and there are 2 missed threes by Ashland, and they are not a good three-point shooting team either. Free throws, 6 of 8 for Ashland, 9 of 14 for Dons. Could be a little better there. Leading scorers, as we gave you before the break, Recker leads with 8 for the Lady Dons. And a couple of players with 5 points. Lindy Jones has 5, Dawn Dressler has 5, and A.B. Hogan has 5. And we see some more of the stats from the half. Rebounding a key. The Lady Dons out rebounding Ashland, and they've really done a good job with the interior defense.
So they pretty much shut Ashland down, forcing them to take the outside shot once again, thus leading to their 28% field goal percentage from the first half.
Not many putbacks for Ashland. In fact, I have the sheet here. On the offensive boards, they only have 5 offensive rebounds. This College Cable Access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And glad to have those grants. They allow us to be on the air. So glad anyone is out there to help us out.
And continuing with the halftime stat wrap up, as they're a little late getting out for the halftime here. Fetchu, the leading scorer, one of the leading scorers for Ashland, has been held to 3 points. She picked up 2 fouls rather early, including an early first foul that decked Michelle Conley. And Michelle had to sit out for a while. She, I believe, had a cut under the eye.
Went down and checked with the trainer there at halftime, and Michelle Conley had basically just a scratch from the inside of her eye out, and her contact had rolled up. So she had a lot of problems. She was worried about her contact, I think, falling, and she did have a scratch, though, and which is the reason they had to pull her under her eye.
She's been back and has a point tonight. Fetchu with 3, Heil with 3, Forrester with 3, and those are the 3 leading for Ashland. Aaron Hall has 6 points to lead them, and Missy Grimes has 4, and Heather Dennis has 1 free throw to round out the scoring for Ashland.
And there's a good shot of the head coach. Well, there was a good shot of the head coach there for Lady Ashland Eagles, and someone there that's checking out what's happening here, just probably looking at some notes, studying at halftime, but here to cheer on IPFW.
There's some kids who could care less about studying.
That's right. If only you could go back to when it was that easy, right?
Exactly.
Everything was taken care of. 5 seconds here. I guess we're going to hear the buzzer real quick, and we're going to get ready to start the second half of play. We'll see what Ashland decided to change during the halftime. They've got to get something going offensively. Like we said earlier at the beginning of the game, they defeated IPFW at home by 5 points earlier this year, and right now they're down by 9 as we approach play here in the second half. And it looks like we're going to go back to our starting lineups. It'll be number 12 Julie Heil, 14 Leslie Hubble, 30 Andreas Forrester, number 40 Aaron Hall, and 54 Beth Fetchu. For IPFW, number 12 Amy Perkins, 22 Dawn Dressler, 10 Michelle Conley, 54 Kim Recker, and 44 Amy Hogan.
Hogan starts instead of Lindy Jones.
That's right. That is a different setup for IPFW. Michelle Conley with a good rebound. IPFW with a quick start on the boards once again here in the second half. Something that helped them out in the first half, and if they continue that, maybe as long as they keep going offensively, they'll get that going. Let's see. Amy Perkins, Hogan, and she beats that one down.
If I had to guess, I'd say Coach Kleinfelder thought that Amy had a good shooting first half and wanted to see if she could get the shots to fall from the outside to open up the defense underneath.
That's right, and she dribbled that one through, so I'm sure she'll leave her in for a little bit and see if that continues. Nice steal by Kim Recker. She got her hand on that pass and was able to get the ball before it got out of bounds. And the coach for Ashland Lady Eagles is up on her feet.
This could get away from them in a hurry if
right.
they're not careful.
Amy Perkins looking to go inside, but she finds Hogan outside, and she's not afraid to shoot. It's going to have to bring out some defense. Somebody's going to have to keep her covered, and Andreas Forrester has got that job right now. Nice catch by Michelle Conley, but she couldn't get it to go off the glass. It's really the pass was thrown away from her. She was able to nab it, not allow a turnover, but then once again couldn't get the shot to fall. Ashland dishes it inside. Shot's no good.
Has to be Perkins' third rebound tonight. She's one of the smaller players in the court, getting inside and doing a good job getting the ball.
Perkins looking to go down below. Back door's closed. Kim Recker from the top of the key, but there was no shot. Dawn Dressler looking inside. No one there but Purple. Kim Recker from the top and drains that one.
Kim wanted that possession, I believe.
It's a 31-22 lead. IPFW by 9.
Actually, I'm confused in the score now.
Shot is no good by Julie Heil.
That should be 33-20. Yeah,
And
they're
they
correcting
did
it
get
now. I didn't think I was nuts.
And we'll take another look at that. Shot was no good. Good rebound by Michelle Conley. And a foul. And that foul's on number 40, Erin Hall.
Now the score is really screwed up on the scoreboard.
Teams first of the second half. We do know that. And everything's messed up right now on the scoreboard, so we'll just hang in there. Kim Recker with the missed shot, and nice hustle by Amy Perkins as Ashland touched the ball out of bounds, but they, because of Amy's presence, forced them to be a little bit more aggressive, and instead of being able to get a hold of the ball, they knocked it out.
Now the scorekeeper is up to date with the proper score, 33-20, the Lady Dons.
Shot no good by Hogan. Ashland tries to bring down the ball quickly, trying to get someone open on the inside. And that time the pass was deflected by Kim Recker as they tried to dump it into Erin Hall. Hall, a 6-foot junior for the Lady Eagles. The height hasn't really been very much of a problem for IPFW. Their tallest player being at 6 foot with Michelle Conley. Good defense by IPFW. Ashland able to get the ball out from underneath. Shot clock down to 10. Dawn Dressler almost with the steal.
Ryan just had nowhere to go there.
Forrester finally gets one to fall. Andreas Forrester had put up quite a few baskets, or attempts anyway, in the first half. Didn't get very many of them to fall. It's a 33-22 ball game. Is that right there?
Yeah, it's 30.
Michelle Conley with the strong move there to the basket. She gets 2 and will get a shot from the line. Fouls on Erin Hall, number 40. I'm going to take one more look at that.
Nice shot.
Dressler dished it in there to Conley, and nice bucket by Michelle Conley. Michelle will be shooting 1. And she missed it, but nice rebound by Kim Recker, up and no good. Dawn Dressler gets her hands on it, and then Amy Hogan. I'm glad she got that to fall, because IPFW was definitely camping out in the lane there, and it's a 37-22 lead. And we're going to get a reach in. When you talked about that a little bit earlier, Steve, that doesn't work very well. Someone's dribbling the ball past you. You're going to get called if you stick that arm out.
Conley picks up that foul.
Into the game for Ashland is 3 players, number 10, Heather Dennis, number 32, Allison Davis, and 42, Leanne Logenberger. And that's the first time we've seen her. Jenny Newart is coming back in for IPFW. And Ashland gets the ball in bounds. IPFW very tough defensively. Forces another turnover. And Ashland's just having a rough time.
Full court pressure again.
Hogan back to Perkins, back to Dressler. Playing full court pressure like the book says, as long as you play the 3 players back and forth, you get the ball down. And they haven't had much problems with that full court press by Ashland so far in this game.
No.
I don't think Ashland's been able to force one turnover on that. They've gotten the ball down. Nice dish off to Amy Perkins. Way to look underneath, and Amy Perkins was right there wide open, and she gets 2 off the glass.
I think one thing, they never got into their regular defensive set off the full court, and that left Amy underneath all by herself for the easy feed.
Missy Grimes from the outside, wide open. Jenny Newhart tried to get to her, was unable to do that in time as Grimes got the basket up. Started to say earlier, IPFW hasn't any problems with the press, but they've just thrown the ball away once they got down the floor, so they've been able to break the press pretty easily, and Perkins dribbled that off her foot. And I was going to say, it should...
I didn't think if you dribbled it off your own foot that was kicking the ball, but I guess
that's the call, and so they're going to give it to the Lady Eagles. I thought the ball was actually loose and had been kicked as she was running for it,
yeah.
But Stripes call it the other way, and we're going to have another fight for the ball, but this time Ashland ends up with it. Grimes looking. Heather Dennis dishes it off inside. Oh, and there's going to be a throwaway. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get to it, but they do. My mistake. And who else but Amy Perkins ends up with the ball, and she's going to drive the lane, shoot, and not get the ball, but Kim Recker
What a
does.
rebound.
And there's a foul. Basket will count. Foul on number 10, Heather Dennis.
That was a great sequence. Here we see the rebound tap by Kim Recker. As Amy Perkins chased down that loose ball, she knew that it was off Ashland, so she didn't try to save the ball, and she allowed Ashland to just tap it back to her. And then as she drove the court, she knew she had Kim Recker down there. She took the shot trying to draw the foul, and Recker got the rebound.
And we have a timeout here by Ashland, as it's a 41-24 ball game. And we'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action right after these messages.
Jobs. It's top priority with many Hoosiers today. Good jobs with good futures. That's what Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne specializes in, training good people for good jobs. The skilled jobs Indiana's future needs.
Ivy Tech, what Indiana needs to grow. Call for enrollment information.
And we're back to the biggest lead of the ballgame so far, Steve, as IPFW leads this one 41-24, a 17-point differential. And Ashland having a very difficult time offensively.
So far, they've only gotten 2 shots this half, and they only had 4 in the second half of the first half. They've just been stone cold. The only person to hit any percentage of shots for Ashland has been number 20, Grimes. She's hit 8 of their last 12 points.
And I think I'd like to give a lot of credit to IPFW's defense. I think they've caused a lot of problems for Ashland and really thrown them off their offensive play.
Another hustle rebound.
Amy Hogan finds Dawn Dressler, back to Perkins. And we're going to have a traveling call on Amy Perkins. I think if she took a step, if she tried to pass that ball off.
Kind of shuffled her feet.
And so we have a turnover, and the Lady Eagles will see if that timeout made any difference offensively for them. They really need a bucket to get back into this ball game, because there's only 13:56 remaining here in the second half. Grimes wanted to take the shot, and Record's going to get a foul. She tried to knock the ball away from number 42, Leanne Longaberger. But it's only the team's second foul, I'm sorry, and the ball will be out of bounds.
Ashland just can't get any kind of offensive flow.
Try to get it into Longaberger, and she ends up with it, but it once again goes out of bounds, and it'll remain the Lady Eagles.
Interesting, Beth Fetchu is not in the ball game for Ashland.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. She sat down with about 13:58 remaining with 2 quick fouls that she had gotten, and we haven't seen her back. And I'm not sure if that's not something like a Michelle Conley getting taken out of the ball game. If that's they weren't having too many problems offensively. They were getting some baskets with her in there, and I'm real curious to find out if she gets back in, if they get started. But as many players as we've seen play for them, obviously no one player stays in very long for Ashland. They do a lot of substituting. Nice dish inside to Recker, but it was a little hard off the glass. And number 42, Leanne Longaberger, ends up with the rebound. Ashland once again looking for an offensive basket.
There'll be a turnover.
And it will be over and back, basically, as she didn't even get a hold of it, so it won't be that. It'll be ball out of bounds to IPFW down by their bench. Coming into the ball game, number 44, Stephanie Weirs.
I'm not sure Ashland wouldn't have been smarter to track that ball down and save it as opposed to letting it go out of bounds near the Lady Dons basket. I'm not sure where they spot the ball on the over and back ball.
I'm not sure either. I don't know if it would have been ball out of bounds down at the other end of the floor, or if they would have got it where it went out. Bobby Pugh comes also in for the Lady Eagles. A lot of substitutions trying to get something going, and a little give and go there, but that was from Ashland to Amy Perkins.
Amy slipped on her pass.
Just trying to get the ball into Jenny Newhart, but Ashland got their hands on it. Came right back to her, though. She looks inside to Jenny this time. Jenny gets it. I was going to say gets the ball and gets a shot. Jenny Newhart, 43-24, IPFW running away with this game right now. 12:30 remaining. Ashland really struggling offensively. Shot is no good once again by Heather Dennis.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds
Ashland.
to the Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles still fighting, but nothing going for them at all offensively. Shot by Stephanie Weirs, short. Another
Block.
Dennis rebound, no good, and up and in by number 44, Stephanie Weirs. And that's one of the first times I think Ashland's gotten 3 shots at the bucket. IPFW has been really pounding the boards in this game and not allowing that, but that was one of the few times that Ashland ended up with the bucket from it. So I imagine they've been trying to do that all evening, but that would help them out. Amy Hogan trying to look inside. Finds Recker. Recker drives the line but travels.
She came in too far underneath the backboard on her drive that time. We're going to have timeout.
IPFW has caught themselves quite a few times too far into the backboard so far in this game. Really run into trouble.
Credit the defense for Ashland on that play. She dribbled into a double team.
43-26, 11:47
We see the
remaining.
replay there. Nowhere to go. But she has 12 points. Channel 6 is now accepting applications for underwriting the televising of IPFW sports events and other programs. For more information about how your business or organization can utilize this opportunity, call the Channel 6 office during business hours at 481-6582.
There's a young fan up in the audience being held up so he can catch all the action here as IPFW just continues to run away with this game. It's really a good chance to sponsor one of the things that goes on for a community college. And we've talked about this many times, the number of students that attend a community college, and there's over 12,000 here that attend IPFW. So it's a very large college, since most of the people that attend this commute. There are no on-campus dorms. And the Lady Eagles, we'll see if they can get another basket here, as they've been rather dry the second half. Grimes is looking for the shot.
Nice steal as Lindy Jones makes her first appearance of the second half.
And right with the action and ties up the ball. Possession to the Lady Dons.
The one problem Ashland has with 14 players in the roster, it's hard to find that right combination because you have so many different ones to work with.
That's right. No key players, as we talked about at the beginning of the game. No one's really offensively as one of their big scorers. So almost a 5-second call on Perkins, but Lindy Jones came up to meet the ball. Ashland stepping up their defense a little bit. Lindy Jones drives, shoots, doesn't get the roll, almost her own rebound. Number 44, Stephanie Weirs, ends up with it. IPFW, 3-2 zone. Ashland able to get the ball out twice from underneath the basket, but the shot didn't go by Stephanie Weirs, and we've got a foul.
Heather Dennis got her hand in trying to fight for the rebound.
Foul on Ashland's Lady Eagles, number 10, Heather Dennis.
Heather with a point tonight so far and 2 fouls. Another problem Ashland has is not being a very good shooting team and definitely not a good three-point shooting team. It makes it real tough to come back when you're down by as many points as they are tonight.
That's right. Michelle Conley drives, and she's going to get a charge. It's number 14, Leslie Hubble, was planted underneath, and
she was uprooted when Michelle went into her.
Quite a height difference there. Michelle just was going to go to the basket anyway. And that's Michelle's second foul. So it's just the ball out of bounds, team's third. Ashland once again trying to look for another bucket. Grimes looking to go inside. Shut off nicely by Dawn Dressler. Shot outside by number 10, Heather Dennis, and fighting for the ball. Grimes ends up with it.
Michelle, I think, will be called on that foul.
Fighting for position with Bobby Pugh. And Michelle did get the foul. And she gets the third foul as she was getting ready. We're going to take one more look at that. She just reached around as Bobby Pugh grabbed the ball.
Pugh is a little hard to handle in there.
Yeah. Pugh with the basketball and nice short jumper. Bobby Pugh, as we talked about before, that 6'2" senior. Actually, she's from Ontario, Ohio. And
that's her first bucket.
That's her first bucket of the game, surprisingly. Nice short jumper.
But she's been hard to handle nonetheless.
That's right. Amy Perkins underneath dumps it to Kim Recker, and she gets the roll.
Another assist for Amy Perkins.
Amy's closing in on 100 assists, and I think she only needed 2 more. And
she's
got them
topped the
so
100
far.
mark. She had 5 in the first half, and throw in 1 there.
And there's the basket by Bobby Pugh.
She's come alive.
Ashland's come alive offensively. 15 points. Differential 45-30. 9:03 remaining. So IPFW has to hang in there. There's a lot of time left, and they don't want to let down on their defense. There's going to be a foul, and I believe it's going to be on number 10, Heather Dennis, as Dawn Dressler had a hold of the basketball, and yeah, she thought she could get a hold of it. It's her third foul.
And she picks up her 4th foul. No, her 3rd foul. We see the play, and she just reached in.
She knew it, but I think she was hoping she wouldn't get called for it. She knew she was going to take a seat if she did. Dressler inside to Jenny. Knew it up. No good. Amy Hogan with the rebound basket.
That's 11 for Amy Hogan tonight.
And that's what's been effective for IPFW. The rebounds, taking away the shots from Ashland off the boards. Forrester with the rebound, up and good. And Andreas Forrester finally finds the range. Gets one to fall, 47-32. Ashland changed their defense to a man-to-man. IPFW still looking inside, finds Jenny Neward wide open, and she finally decides to take the shot, but that's kind of in and around and out. Forrester with a nice dish off, and the shot was no good by Kim Bibb.
Another tie-up.
And IPFW were able to tie that one up. I think Andreas Forrester's a little upset. She had the shot, but saw the wide open Kim Bibb underneath the basket and tried to dish it off to her.
Well, she drew the defense, and now we're going to have a timeout.
Good timeout by Eileen, even though they're still up 47-32. They just want to slow down Ashland.
College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts such as this one. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805, or you can just give us a call at 481-6582.
Here's the Don cheerleaders. We're glad they are here this evening. Here for the women's game, and hopefully most of the crowd remains, and hope you do too for the men's. It will follow shortly after the women's game ends up this evening.
Not the matchups we've had in recent weeks. The men's team, it seems like it's been taking on a ranked opponent every time, but they're playing an Ashland team this year that's 3-17. So we look for a Mastodon victory tonight to go with the apparent Lady Don victory here in the first game.
Hopefully, as it's 7:51 remaining, and IPFW still with a good 15-point lead here. And there's Don entertaining the folks as he does so well.
Another thing working in Ashland's detriment tonight is the fact, as we mentioned, they're not a good shooting team, and they're playing a Lady Don team that plays pretty solid defense and doesn't run it out of control up and down offense. They like to work the clock and get the good shot, and that just takes time off the clock. So Ashland is forced to get out of their zone and go to the man-to-man defense to force the action.
That's right. That took them quite a while, though, to change, to break out of that zone. I was surprised that they stayed in as long as they did, but maybe they know they're not as good of a man-to-man defense, but something they definitely had to try tonight, as IPFW really didn't have too many problems breaking their zone.
The Lady Dons will have to get used to playing against the man-to-man, so.
Andreas Forrester finds an opening in the lane.
Cuts it to 11 or a 13.
IPFW looking for the cut. Kim Recker glad to get rid of the ball, but Amy Hogan used up her dribble. Somebody's got to come to her. She's going to get the 5-second call. She dishes it off to Recker. Recker drives down, shoots, and it's an air ball. Out of bounds off of number 40, Aaron Hall. So IPFW will keep the ball. Eileen Kleinfelder on her feet there, I'm sure giving a few instructions as to how to get the ball away from the sideline, prevent it from being trapped like that. Quick shot up by Amy Perkins, and it's good.
6 for Perkins. There was only about 6-8 seconds on the shot clock for that possession, so the Lady Dons had to get a shot off in a hurry. And I'm sure Coach Linder of Ashland can't be happy that the short guard got an easy baseline shot like that.
That's right. 49-34. Forrester with the drive.
Fouled.
No good. I think Andreas Forrester finally feels that she's got the feel for the basket and basketball and the basket both, and try to take that one on. She had a lot of problems in the first.
That play.
Really a weak foul on Kim Recker. If there was any contact, it was very light, but I guess the height difference must have caused the officials to feel that it was enough.
One of those, there had to be a foul kind of calls.
That's right, since she didn't make it. She made the first of 2, and the second one, we'll see shortly, is no good. Hard off the rim, but Amy Perkins.
Good block out by Amy.
That's right. Dressler finds a baseline wide open, but decides to pass it back out to Perkins. Jenny Newhart kind of camping out there in the lane, but they're not going to call that. Instead, they're going to call a foul. And Ashland's a little surprised. I think they're going to call on number 40, Erin Hall.
It should be her fourth. We see the replay. Ball got through her legs, and then she just got hammered.
Jenny Newhart, good aggression on the ball. Forced that foul. She really didn't have control of it. Nice steal.
Amy slipped again.
Andreas Forrester takes it coast to coast this time and gets it to go. No one to pass it off to, and she took it herself. Down to a 12-point lead. IPFW needing a basket. Kim Recker realized she should have dished off to Dawn Dressler. She had a wide open run to the basket and was a little too late with that.
Knocked that one off the foot of an Ashland player. It's important for the Mastodons to score out of their man-to-man offense. Oftentimes a team gets a big lead and just kind of assumes they're going to have it, but the Ashland's whittled into the lead down to 12 points.
That's right, and a lot of time is remaining. 5:45 is plenty of time to get back into this ball game.
Fetchu comes in, and Newhart gets the foul. Forrester on the call.
Taking a look at that, Dressler inbounded the ball to Jenny Newhart, and she turned around right in at the foul, and she'll shoot 2 from the line.
Short.
First one was definitely short. Hopefully the second one will go, and it's up and good. Grimes finds a wide opening lane. No good, but Ashland gets the ball back. Forrester finds Grimes open again. Shots once again no good, and Amy Hogan pulls down the rebound. Kim Recker ends up on the floor. 13-point lead for IPFW. Jenny Newhart looking inside, finds Dawn Dressler. Dawn drives, shoots, doesn't get the basket, but I believe she's going to have a foul.
People are hitting the floor left and right.
That's right. Officials are discussing which person I believe to call that one on. And we're going to find out which one they picked. Andreas Forrester, we're going to look at that one time. Dressler drives, and Forrester got her arm on Dressler's, and that's her third foul. So Dawn Dressler will go to the line, and she'll be shooting 2.
Dawn with just three free throws tonight. Make it 4. For her 4th point.
She hits both of those. Lenny Jones coming back into the game and giving Amy Hogan a break.
Amy goes out with 11 points tonight.
Amy's been playing very well, and obviously whichever between her and Lenny Jones is having a better game is who Eileen Kleinfelder is going to keep in. Oh, what a dish off by Forrester. But Beth Fetchu, who had checked back in, was unable to get it to fall. So Fetchu's back in with her 2 fouls with only 4:43 remaining, so I guess she has a lot of room to play rough under the basket. Newhart turnaround shot, good off the glass.
That only counts if you call it.
And there's a throwaway by Ashland. A little bit of frustration there. Number 22, Kim Bibb. No one cut to the ball. So they're going to apply the pressure. IPFW leading 54-37. Trying to double team the ball. Good read by Andreas Forrester. Dumps it into Fetchu and off the glass.
Nope, she's traveled.
No good, she traveled.
Tried to put a move on Dressler, who applied the defensive pressure there and took a step.
Coming back in is Amy Hogan. Lindy Jones will take another seat on the bench. Dressler finds Recker wide open. Double team here as they play the full court pressure. wide open, and I believe
that should be Forrester's 4th foul.
We're going to call the block. She tried to get herself placed around Amy Perkins, and Perkins turned right into her. But you got to give that person some space when they turn around, or you'll get it called for the blocking foul. She's got to be able to at least take a step, I believe. Amy Perkins goes to the line.
6 points tonight.
1 in bonus. So she'll get the bonus shot. 55-37, 4:08 remaining. Second one doesn't go. Fetch with the rebound.
Whoa.
3-point basket by Kim Bibb. It's the first 3-point attempt by Ashland.
Uh-oh. Fans wanting an over and back call, but Amy never got the ball across the 10-second line, so she still had the ball in legal territory doing that.
Jenny Neward, turnaround shot off the glass, and she gets the roll. Boy, she's been really tough inside so far.
When she puts that shot up soft, boy, it just generally rolls right in. Good step in by Kim Recker.
Back up to a 17-point lead for IPFW. And we're going to have a double dribble there.
Freshman mental error.
I think you'd like to see those kind of errors, though. She's been playing very aggressively as a freshman in this game, and
you like to see those kind of errors when you're up by 17.
That's right. That's right. You wouldn't want to see him on a 2-point, even if it was for a freshman. Fetch with an attempt and the foul.
Dawn thought she got all ball on that block. Here we see a replay.
She caught her hand.
Looked pretty good.
For a second. Fetch at the line, shooting 2.
Fetch's first attempt is good. 57-41. 2:58 remaining, and that'll be it for this first game. And the second one is no good. Rebound, Jenny Neward. Perkins trying to avoid the double team.
Seven on the shot.
IPFW got to put a shot up. Jenny Neward doesn't get it to fall, but they get a new shot clock. Dawn Dressler with the rebound shot, no good. Jenny Neward with the shot up and no good. And her own rebound is good. And we're going to see a couple players very quickly run in here from the Ashland bench, as I'm sure Karen Linder wasn't too happy there that IPFW had that many attempts to get a basket. 59-41.
Neward commits the foul.
Missy Grimes decided to drive to the basket. And Jenny just happened to cause the foul. We're going to take a look at that. Just wrap the arm around the front. That's her 4th foul.
But at this point, it's pretty much academic.
Missy Grimes at the line.
She hits the first. Closes it back to 17. And makes 2. Still putting on the pressure. Double team here in the front court. Dressler gets the ball down the court.
Lost control.
Lost control and a turnover, and Andreas Forster thought about the 3, stopped, went ahead, dribbled in, passed it off to Grimes, and she gets it to fall. There you go, IPFW, wide open Kim Recker, and that's the way to break the press. Continuing to look up. If they're going to double team the ball down the front court, somebody's got to be open, and Kim Recker was wide open. 61-45, IPFW leads. Only a minute 20 remaining here in this game. Andreas Forrester with the long one, and it doesn't go, but Missy Grimes gets the rebound, puts it up, and the finger roll. Timeout. Ashland Lady Eagles want to call a timeout as IPFW leads this one 61-47 with 1:11 remaining.
Tune in to Channel 6 Thursday at 6 to watch the Lady Pumas from St. Joseph's College take on IPFW's Lady Dons. Then at 8 o'clock, the St. Joseph's men's team and the Mastodons compete for a piece of the GLVC Conference pie. Catch all the action of IPFW right here on Channel 6. That's Thursday, February 25th.
And the fans have got to be liking this one. 61-47. There's a young fan with a Don shirt on, and there's a shot of the Don cheerleaders. IPFW playing very well here in the second half.
Looking over the stats for the Ashland, Bibb, who hit that three-pointer a little bit ago, is the only real three-point shooter. I should say she's the one who's taken the most shots. She's 10 of 50. And the other person with a high number of shots taken isn't even with the club tonight. She'd only taken 13. So number 22 would be the person to take the three for Ashland, and it's too little too late now.
Ashland tried there for the quick steal. And they're going to go for a quick foul, but it's going to be a tied-up ball. Possession arrow. I believe it remains IPFW basketball.
Dawn picked up her dribble there by the sideline, which made it a triple team.
Dressler has no problem getting it in. Bounds.
Shot clock reset. Another nail in the coffin of Ashland.
I think IPFW would have just as soon kept the shot clock where it was and get the ball in bounds. Ashland's pressure on the inbounds play has been rather difficult the last few times. Amy Perkins loses a handle but gains control, and Andreas Forrester knew she fouled there, and is that her fifth foul?
That's her fifth foul.
Fifth foul. She'll take a seat.
She fouls out with 12 points, tying Grimes for the club leadership tonight. But she and Grimes just didn't get much support from the rest of their teammates, especially the underneath people who fetch you with 4 and Paul with 6. Perkins with 7 points tonight. She's 2 out of 4 from the line. Or 3 out of 4 from the line.
She sinks the first one. 62-47. Good shot of Eileen Kleinfelder, the head coach for the IPFW Lady Mastodons. She sinks them both. 63-47, 46 seconds remaining here in the second half. Nice dish underneath. Number 44, Stephanie Weirs.
Stephanie Weirs.
Perkins gets the ball off to Neward. Neward finds herself double teamed, and we're going to have a foul there on number 22, Kim Bibb.
Now, if this was a close game, that's just not the place to stop once you've broken the press. But obviously, at this point, the Lady Dons are expecting to be fouled.
I think that was a pick which player you wanted to call that foul on, as they both had their arms intertwined into Neward's. So she gets the free throws and sinks the first one.
14 for Newhart tonight.
So Ashland's continual stopping of the clock has not really had any effect on IPFW, as they've been able to sink their free throws here going down the stretch, and it's a 65-49 lead. And the shot no good by Weirs. Rebound, Grimes. I'm sorry, that was Kim Bibb. She gets the basket, 65-51, 19 seconds remaining. We're going to have another quick foul. This is going to be on, I believe, on number 32, Allison Davis, but we'll double check. It is.
Kind of a needless foul with 18 seconds left, and you're down by 14.
That's right. IPFW's in the bonus, so that'll put Amy Perkins back on the line.
Amy Perkins is alive for IPFW.
Michelle Conley's going to come back in. She's going to give Kim Recker a break. With 18 seconds left to go.
It's all academic as Perkins goes for a couple more points. Can't get the free throw there.
Ashland looking for a quick basket. They're going to attempt the three, but they can't get anybody wide open.
They'll need it quicker than
There's
that.
Kim Bibb, and that's no good. Ball saved, but Perkins ends up there, and with 3 seconds left, we have a reach around foul. It's going to be on number 32, Allison Davis. So Perkins is once again going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Take another look at that. Yeah, I could understand that foul if the game was a little closer than it is, but it's basically over, and I think everyone here just says, why didn't the clock just run out? 3 seconds left, but we'll take the free throws, and
Amy will take the points.
Amy will take the points, that's right.
10 for her. And 11.
Amy able to hit both of them. 2, 1. Long shot, no good, and that's it here for the first game. The final score is 67-51, as the Lady Mastodons had no trouble handling the Lady Eagles in this evening's ball game here at the Mastodome.
The game was not as close as the final score indicates.
No.
Briefly, Kim Recker with 16. We have Michelle Conley after getting hurt at the beginning of the game with 1 point. Dawn Dressler with 5, Lindy Jones with 5, Amy Perkins 11, Amy Hogan 11 points, and Jenny Newhart chipped in with 15 as the Lady Dons now go to 8 and 13 on the year. And we'll be right back with more after these messages.
Mental illness. We fear it. We laugh at it. This guy's lost his We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
I believe that we can restore prosperity.
For over 40 years, the primary responsibility for shaping America's economic policies rested with the office of the president. To learn how these decisions are made and how they affect you, enroll in the Economics USA telecourse. It's an education for life.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Lady Don's a winner tonight. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we're able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost, and your contribution will help defray the production costs, which are not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Please make your check out to the Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. Now we take it down to the floor in Christie with today's Dandy Don Player of the Game.
Thank you for sending it down here to the floor. And with me is our Dandy Don of the game, Amy Hogan. Amy, IPFW really played well this time against Ashland.
Yes, we really did. We really came together and had a good game.
What were some of the key points that really made IPFW roll this time? You lost to Ashland by 5 at their home, and now you turn around and you win by 15 today.
Well, when we were at Ashland, we let their press affect us, and we worked on that all week and broke their press and really took it to them.
Ashland doesn't have any outside shooters. What were you working on defensively? Obviously, you didn't give them anything underneath the basket.
That's what we worked on, keeping it away from their big people and boxing out, not letting them get many second shots.
Fetchu had 2 fouls very early in the first half, and that's one of their taller people. Had to sit down on the bench, and obviously then your defense worked. Offensively, they weren't hitting the bucket, but you came in for Lindy Jones there and got a couple quick buckets and played quite a bit this game.
Yeah, I did.
What does the coach want out of you when you come in like that and you're able to get a couple quick baskets? As a senior on the team, what's some of your leadership roles?
She just wants me to be a leader and make sure everybody knows what they're doing and, you know, do what I'm supposed to on the court and do my part.
And obviously you did that this evening as you wrapped it up here with a win, 67-51, 15 points. And what's IPFW have to do now to into their next game?
Just keep playing like we did tonight.
Well, I say if you do, you're going to have a lot of luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to send it back up to Steve as Amy Hogan here, our Dandy Don, had 11 points unofficially in this game. Back to you, Steve.
We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our basketball game this evening. This College Cable Access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. The telecast of this IPFW sporting event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized copying, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget, the men are coming up next. The IPFW Mastodons, ranked 18th, are taking on a 3-17 Ashland Ball Club. And also don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 February 25th to Thursday at 6 and 8 to see the Pumas from St. Joseph's College take on IPFW. For Christie, this is Steve Brailsford. Bye for now. The men are coming up next.